Thank you for watching our lecture today. My topic is ASEAN Digital Project. First, it's very honored to be giving a lecture on ASEAN project at the invitation of Professor Byung-Gook today. My title, ASEAN Digital Project. Actually, during the 20 years, our study is digital heritage as cultural content. So today, I'll present with you our last 20 years study. Yes, first, I will introduce about ASEAN countries. We called ASEAN. ASEAN refers to the 10 countries that exist in Southeast Asia. For example, we see that Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, Brunei. Yes, you see there about here. This is flag, and it's that territory. Korean is 11, but actually Korean is not an ASEAN countries. This is ASEAN countries, mostly exist in Southeast Asia. So from this time, I'll introduce about ASEAN project, each one nations. Cambodia Angkor Wat project. The first of the ASEAN project carried out in Korea was the Cambodia Angkor Wat project. Nowadays is Angkor, we called Angkor civilization, like China, like Egyptian, like Inca and Aztec. So we called Khmer civilization at the time of 13th, 14th century AD at the time. This is a map. But Angkor Wat is one of the representative Angkor Khmer civilization. You see there, Angkor Wat is here. It's another is many temples, Hindu or Buddhist. Nowadays in Cambodia, 1,400 Buddhist heritage, Hindu heritage exist. But so-called Angkor Wat so famous, so we're representative in Cambodia civilization. We called Angkor Wat here. Whole is like Angkor area. Many temples, many representative temples. One of the outstanding temples, Angkor Wat. It's one of the temple like our Korean, Byung-Gook, Deoksugung, like so on. Another one, Angkor Thom, Phnom Bakheng, or Chesai Taboda, Takeo, many temples. But nearly 20 temples is very outstanding. But today, I'm just talking about Angkor Wat. Okay, let's carry on. Nowadays, many tourists, before the coronavirus, 4 million people was visited there. It's very famous sightseeing, like Gyeongju, like Seoul. Asian time, but Angkor Wat is Khmer Empire at the time of 13th century AD. It was dated back 800 years before. At the time, this temple was palace. Today, we think about Buddhist temple, but 800 years before, there was exist palace, the empire, and Khmer emperor and empress. This guy is Suryabajan II, the founder of the Angkor Wat. At the time, Khmer Empire so powerful. They spread out Thailand, Myanmar, and Cambodia, and Vietnam. At the time, he was built, Angkor Wat, his greatest Angkor Empire strength. But today, we called Buddhist temple. If our project is not an original one, we project just Angkor Wat digital data only. So we measure this Buddhist temple, and we are 3D scanning like that. This is our activity, 2006, 14 years before. This is Korean team's activity. Yeah, that is Hindu god, Vishnu. Hinduism originally three main god, Brahman, and his is Vishnu. This is a 3D scanning at the Angkor Thom main gates. This is another temple of Bandai Sri, one of the great representative Khmer culture and temple. And we operate the 3D scanning, and we take against 3D data, lions. And here is National Museum of Cambodia. Many Khmer civilization, many Khmer heritage in Cambodia, Angkor Wat. Also, in National Museum Cambodia, it was located in Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia. So we many 3D scan and take pictures, and so many activities like this one. This is about Angkor Wat miniature. Even if we 3D scanning in our devices and small Angkor Wat miniature. This is drawings. It exists of Angkor Wat many size. This is a three-dimensional drawings. We take this document from EFFO. It's a French architecture group. You see that? We take pictures and modeling. Finally, we gain an Angkor Wat 3D data. At the time, we modeling with the 3D Max program. And finally, we gain completely Angkor 3D model data. Okay. This is process of Angkor Wat projects process. Originally, you see that? This is cable VR system. There's two audiences here, and one of the Angkor Wat 3D sculpture. This is cyberspace Angkor Wat. Originally, we tried to create cyber Angkor Wat museum with Angkor Wat data, but we failed. At the time, it's not equipment of a VR or AR system. Just we think about at the time our imaginary. Okay, let's change another country, ASEAN country. Secondly, Vietnam. Sorry, where is your Vietnam student of research? Where's? Sorry. Okay, professor. Okay. Second, Vietnam Fair Digital Project. You see, look, the map. This is Vietnam map. We think about Hanoi as north side, south side, Ho Chi Minh, Saigon, the center, city of Hue. City of Hue. Remember about that city. Hue, a city in central Vietnam, is located the very center of Vietnam. Hue City is a former capital of Vietnam Nguyen Dynasty, 150 years before. It was previously listed as UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay, shoot video about that affair.
Imperial City, the capital of the last kingdom in Vietnam, which has been designated as heritage site, has recently been restored to domestic restoration technology. The restoration process has been proceeded slowly. The number of visitors has increased digital restoration technology has given a boost to the tourism sector.
Okay, I show you about the process of a Vietnam Ware project videos. So today in Vietnam Ware, we will create virtual restoration hall like this one. This is our building up there. Yes, here is actually VR exhibition hall. So many VR devices, VR contents inside. For example, this is VR simulator. It traces back 150 years at the time of palace. Okay, I show you. This is a simulator. It's a VR experience at the Hue City, before and after. VR simulator. Yes. Like a bird, we can fly as like a bird. We are fly at the palace at the time of 100 years before.
Du khách có thể thấy nhìn thấy một cách bao quát toàn bộ cái khung cảnh của cung điện Huế, của Hoàng thành Huế. Đây là một cái nhìn có thể nói là rất là đẹp, chỉ có những cái công nghệ
before and after.
Như vậy là có.
Okay. Yes, this is another roomscape VR contents. And another one, Hue Imperial Palace is a palace, but another one is about the tomb, royal tomb. We called Khai Dinh. This man is a Khai Dinh, is last emperor Vietnam Nguyen dynasty, and he was dead in 1930. And Vietnam people was built is huge monument, magnificent royal tomb here, and we were made about VR at the time of Khai Dinh tomb. So this is Khai Dinh. This is VR contents. So I show you the video about Khai Dinh tomb VR. Let's look at this. You see that the animation inside the Kaidin tomb, and now you showed about the face, the body Kaidin tomb. It was listed also UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was built in 1930. It was 100 years before. Now you see about 15 years boy at the time of a Kaidin emperor. The main center is a shape of the Kaidin, the back side of Kaidin, and the many magnificent interior inside the Kaidin tomb. The left side Kaidin, our close-up, the Kaidin tomb. That man, Kaidin emperor. Okay, this is VR Kaidin. Okay, the next, I tell you about ASEAN project. ASEAN, I said one time before, 10 ASEAN countries. The ASEAN UNESCO project is to make UNESCO World Heritage Site in 10 ASEAN countries into virtual reality. So you see that here is about the 10 ASEAN countries. Divide it, each nation's representative at the time of a UNESCO World Heritage Site. For example, Cambodia, Angkor Wat here. Brunei is a mosque. And Singapore is Botanic Garden. Indonesia, Temple of Borobudur. And Thailand, Sukhothai, UNESCO World Heritage Site. Each 10 nations, each 10 UNESCO World Heritage Site listed. So now we try all of countries project. We want to experience the heritage of all ASEAN countries in virtual reality. That is our process. For example, this is Thailand UNESCO World Heritage Site, so-called Sukhothai Heritage. We are 3D scanning first and convert, modeling second. Finally, we are text mapping and we made a VR content last. So, ten nations is so many. So it takes a time. It's 1 year, it's impossible. We needed 5 years. For example, 1 year's 3 objects, 3 nations, 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. 2017, we tried first 3 Asia Buddhist UNESCO Heritage Sites. For example, Angkor Wat, this one. Indonesia, Borobudur, second. Third, Myanmar, Bagan. 3 is 1 year package. Package is originated from Buddhist heritage sample. Buddhist temple site is another Islamic or Confucius, many things. We 3 nations, 1 things accumulated and Buddhist temple sites. Cambodia, Indonesia, Myanmar. So we try again. Okay, I showed the video. 3 Buddhist temple. So I introduce. Let me see the videos. Cambodia, Angkor Wat. Here is Angkor Wat area. The next, Myanmar Bagan. It was also UNESCO World Heritage Site. 5,000 Buddhist temples everywhere, every places. The very huge monument. Another restaurant is Indonesia Byung-Gook Temple. This is Indonesia Borobudur Temple. Okay, actually, we are two process of digital archiving data. First one, upside VR. First, 360 VR. The remains of current heritage we create through 360-degree photogrammetry using drone. The upper interactive VR contents the second process. And all the remains are reproduced through 3D modeling. And the process, we finally make a 3D data. So you see that the drone up there? This is actually real Angkor Wat. We will operate drone and capturing upside like a bird. You see our data. Yes, this is captured by droning images like this one, like that one, like this one. Nowadays, in just only tourists in Cambodia, Angkor Wat, you can just man's view side is low side. This is high level of the Angkor Wat, like this one, like that one. You can see like a fly, like a bird, in everywhere places of Angkor Wat, the temple. This is just a tour and working. And with VR, we watching 360 degree everywhere, every places. Like this one. And we have many days. It takes the time, take the equipment. We are in Angkor Wat 20 persons Korean digital processing team, photographer, 3 scanners, or 3 modeler, and the producer, like so many peoples. The left side, we take pictures, Angkor Wat Buddhist the sculpture, right size, and 360 degrees working. Like that one, like this one. So, in our office in Korea, we make a 3D data. This is officer, and we make 3D model. Finally, we convert and VR contents. Yes, this is 3D modeling of Angkor Wat in Cambodia. And we, like you see that one, the HT's vibe, VR experience at the right side. And you see that Indonesia Borobudur also digital Borobudur projects. As you see the videos, Indonesia near the Yogyakarta location. Okay, I shared about Indonesia Borobudur. You can see video.
There exists only solemn presence in that place.
Restoration of Buddhist Buddha, the time of 1000 years before.
Borobudur awakens in the midst of the tropical rainforest after a 1,000 year of seclusion. Borobudur is known as the epic monastery on the top of the mountain. Empire of Mountains, Salendra's world's largest chaitya during the 8th century in Indonesia's ancient Java. The greatest puzzle of human civilization is this great stone work. What must this existence be? The first time in production history, we used a 3D scan, 4 kilometers of span, 42 meters of 9 floors were all shot with a 3D scan. Borobudur is itself a Buddhist scriptures. This is a majestic stonework construction, inciting religious inspiration and awe. It reveals Buddha's past life and reincarnation. Also, through a panoramic portrayal, one can observe the ambitions of men within the 1,460 tribes. The empire, which had ruled the ancient Java for 100 years in Indonesia's Yogyakarta. Empire of Mountains. Sailendra completed the monstrous Buddhist remains of Borobudur 350 years before the Angkor Wat. They are now immortal stories told for future generations. Mount Merapi is known as the home of the gods, especially for God of Fire. For 1,000 years, Mount Merapi was hidden within Borobudur before the 2010 volcanic eruption. The home of the gods, Java. Indonesians have protected the home of the gods, just like how their ancestors.
Okay, I tell you about Borobudur Temple, Indonesia is the largest Buddhist temple in the world. And it was listed UNESCO World Heritage Site 1983. We have a 3D scanning and drawing process. Okay, this temple is 35 years high. We uploaded the drawing and we see that higher, like you see there. And finally, we attached Borobudur Temple VR at the palace inside the Borobudur Temple. And our photographer taken pictures in every side of Indonesia Borobudur Temple. Finally, we made 3D model, same as Angkor Wat 3D model. Okay, the next, Thailand, Sukhothai. Thai is also a huge monument and many UNESCO World Heritage Site, but we are just one choice, Sukhothai. It traces back about 800 years before, at the time of Sukhothai Palace. And we made a Potter 3D scanning. And like this is 3D scanning. This is one of the sites of Sukhothai Palace. This is another Chinese Buddhist sculpture. Okay, the next, Malacca, Malaysia, is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. I will show you a video about Malaysia, Malacca Heritage Site. Okay, this is Malacca UNESCO World Heritage Sites, but we are just one focus at the time of our 50th century, at that time, Catholic Church, so-called Powers Church. And we are also drawing and 3D scanning also. And that guy is Francis Xavier. This Francis Xavier statue. We're taking photos and drawing, and we create 3D or St. Paul's Church. Okay? We are 10 nations, make a data, make a virtual reality contents. Finally, this is ASEAN Culture House, ASEAN Culture Center. The ASEAN Culture Center was established near Haeundae, Busan. It is a kind of ASEAN museum. It's about 25 minutes away. It's just about 25 minutes away from Dongseo University. So I recommend that you visit once during the winter vacation. We make 10 nations country data and VR contents. This is our ASEAN Culture Center. Yes, we are made our VR exhibition hall in the One Flower ASEAN Center. For this, we are many try to work process. Okay, this is ASEAN Culture Center. I show you, and near the Haeundae Palace. This is open ceremony 2017, September. We have made a virtual reality hall inside the ASEAN Center. People watch enjoyable 10 ASEAN countries content. Okay, this is ASEAN Culture Center. It's near the Haeundae. It's very near the Dongseo University. And we were made of a VR exhibition hall, so-called VR zone. Inside, you can watch, experience 10 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, like a projection mapping, Borobudur also, and Angkor Wat also, and Thailand also. Okay, it's my conclusion. And during the 5 years, we operate our ASEAN Digital Heritage Project. This is 2021. We are all finished. So what's the next? I will show you our next plan. Here is our plan for the future. During the 5 years, we made 10 ASEAN countries UNESCO World Heritage Site project and made VR contents. So what's the next? I tell you about this. We wanted to integrate data from 10 ASEAN countries to be developed in the future. We wanted to combine digital data from 10 ASEAN countries through an integrated digital platform. The platform will probably be in the metaverse. Its platform will probably be the metaverse. In short, it seems to be an ASEAN metaverse museum. UNESCO World Heritage Site in ASEAN country, it will be able to create greater viewing effect. During 5 years, we adjust each nation's Myanmar, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, all contents, all VR were separated. How can we combine one object? How can we communicate one content, one content each other? I suggest ASEAN 10 Nations Metaverse Digital Museum. It's our future plan. Thank you very much for our lecture. Thank you.